I spent a lot of my 20s like this, eating this, doing this. Now I'm 32 and I can pretty much maintain this physique year round. So here are 10 brutally honest tips on how to get lean and stay lean. Let's get into it. There are so many times where I said I'm gonna eat healthy and I went great for 3 days, and then a friend invited me to like a Friday night event, and then the beers start going. After the beers it's kebabs and it's all over. There are many times I said I'm gonna start doing the healthy stuff now, making like cooking chicken breast and nice food, healthy food at home, and then one busy day I'm stressed, ice cream, ordered Domino's, 2 for Tuesday, and it's all over. You have the best of intentions, but something just sabotages you, something just brings you back down. This is likely going to happen to you many times. Now, when it does happen, most people say, oh my god, I'm such a useless idiot, this is so difficult, I can't do this, and then you go into this pitfall of emotions which makes you eat more, which attracts more bad food. Fallbacks are part of the process, and as long as you can realize and become aware of the moments when they're happening, they can happen less and less. Next, sometimes your closest friends and family are your worst enemies. In my case, the grandma is the one that always gives me food. I mean, she's not around me all the time, but whenever I meet her, she's literally just presenting and practically shoving food down my mouth. And grandma food in Asia tastes freaking amazing, so it's very hard to say no. Then you got your friends who's saying, hey man, just have a beer, it's Friday. Yo, you want to go see this thing? Oh, and then you go see that thing, and then it's like, yeah, let's just get a donut, let's just get a pie. And it's these little things where maybe you say no 2 times, maybe you say no 4 times, maybe you say no like 19 times like I do to my grandma. And then the 20th time you've just been doing work, you're kind of stressed, you're kind of hungry, you go, you know what, I deserve a donut, I deserve a cheeky little this, a cheeky little that, and then bam, you're off track because that one tastes so good. You go for the next. Now those friends, those grandmas, those family members who buy the ice cream or buy the beer because they live that life, they don't have the same priorities as you. They don't want the goals that you want, and they actually mean well for you. They're showing love. Like your grandma is showing you love by giving you the cookie. And you, if you're unable to stand your ground in these situations and say, hey, I don't do that, then what they end up doing is just diluting your boundaries, and you will find it very hard to get lean. The guy that can say no, even in these uncomfortable situations, is the guy that's gonna get absolutely chiseled. Next, simple beats smart any day of the week. All the smartest nutritionists, have you seen these people? They're not the leanest, they don't have the physique that you want. The smartest people that know all about calories and all these kind of intricate balance between protein and carbs, see if they have the physique that you want. Because knowing things and becoming all smart and scientific about it is not the same as executing those things consistently over time. What helps with execution is simplicity and lack of fatigue in decision making. Simplicity wins the game the whole time. So make your diet simple. Instead of calculating however many different meals you eat with the best, most intricate calorie calculation system and macro split, just have the same boring 2 meals every day, the same 5 boring meals that you rotate for lunch, same 5 boring meals that you rotate for dinner. Be like an AI and you will lose weight better than the smart guy. Simple beats smart any day of the week. Next, the best hack for weight loss is walking and weightlifting. That's it. You've heard me say it a million times. And now some of you in the comments might be saying, oh, Wanhee, you're saying the same points over and over again. You always say just lift weights and walk. You always talk about a calorie deficit. You always talk about keeping things simple. Guess what, bro? I'm gonna say it again because that's the stuff that matters. The fact that you're waiting for another tip, another cheeky trick,
another stock to reinvest his earnings.
You're always looking for some extra stuff, the cool trick that's gonna get you lean. Oh, go for this crazy split, use this superfood, use this. Stop waiting for that. The guy who actually gets lean, the minimalist, cuts out all the bullshit and focuses on the stuff that matter. And it's the same thing with weight loss. I keep mentioning those same things because those are the same things that matter. You don't need anything else. You don't need the cool tricks. You just need to lift weights and walk. That's it. So what else do you want me to say? Do you want me to say you should do flying backflips because that actually burns more calories? Jump rope on an incline bench. What the hell are you waiting for? It's the same stuff, just do the same stuff. Are you lifting and walking? Because the guy that's been consistently in lifting and walking ain't complaining about me saying the same points because he's doing it and getting results. Don't be the knowledge collector that watches YouTube and asks for cool tips. Just do the basics. Next, anybody can get lean with a gun to their head. Imagine somebody came and put a gun to your head and said, hey, if you don't get lean in a year, in 6 months, I'm gonna shoot you. What do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna get lean. Now, what I'm saying is, don't put a gun to your head and say now or never and get lean. Maybe some of you took it like that. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, that guy that got lean with a gun to his head is not gonna stay lean when the gun's gone, because the motivation was from the outside. It was driven by pain, and it was driven by fear, and it was driven by anxiety. And you don't want to achieve your goals with this. If you achieve your goals with this high stress, guilt, anxiety, fear, and shame, then the people around you are gonna feel crap as you get there, and the result of it won't be that rewarding either. And most importantly, you won't keep it. The point is to enjoy that whole process of getting lean, not to do it in this gun to the head mentality. And you can do it if you follow some of the tips that I said. If you have the courage to go a little slower, the courage to ignore some of the smart people's tips, the scientific tips. Oh, I lost weight like this, I lost weight like this, come do this with me, eat this brownie. If you have the courage and the mental fortitude to withstand some of these temptations and follow some of these tips that I've outlined, I promise you, you will get lean, and you will keep it, and you will enjoy it. Now, if you want to do that with me guiding you along the way, so you're not doing this all alone, not fighting all these battles alone, then join Minimalist Training Club, because that's where I help you not only get lean, but stay lean, because that's the point. Who wants to just get lean for one Instagram photo? Hey, look at me guys, this was me last June. No one gives a fuck. The point is to stay lean and live lean and be lean as long as you want. That's what you want. Next, most people shoot themselves in the foot with cardio. People think that cardio helps them lose weight, helps them get lean. Now, if you're an athlete that has cardio embedded into his life, like you're an MMA trainer, you're like a sprinter, you're like a track athlete, you're a swimmer, that's so embedded in your life. So A, it's easy to maintain. B, you've been doing it your whole life, so you're kind of conditioned for it, and you burn a massive amount of calories. So a small section of the world, the athletes, the real sort of like, very small section of athletes are actually conditioned to be lean with massive amounts of cardio. But most bros watching this, just like you, cardio actually does you more harm than good when it comes to weight loss. If you really want to get lean, cardio could actually be working against you. And the reason is because cardio will make you hungry, the kind where you go This is cortisol, it's lactic acid, it's blood sugar spikes, it's insulin spikes. It will make you crave more food. If not this day, then the next. You'll overeat, so cardio will shoot you in the foot. Try to cut down on cardio a little bit, at least the heavy breath kind. Next, if I could choose 2 things to get somebody lean, it would be a calorie deficit and sustainability. All of you know, if you watch this channel, that what makes you lose weight is a calorie deficit. But what is a sustainable calorie deficit? A sustainable calorie deficit is a small deficit. What that means is that if you maintain your weight at around 2,600 calories like myself, and you say, I want to lose weight, and I go 1,900 calories. This is what a lot of people do. I see people say to me, I'm eating 1,800 calories, 1,900 calories, and their maintenance as like a young dude who's normally active is probably going to be around 2,500, and they eat 1,900. They're going to lose weight. They're going to lose weight like crazy. These are the people that go around saying, I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. I lost 40 pounds over 2 months. What happened after, bro? This guy bounced back 100%. Not only that, he's losing muscle, so his maintenance starts to go down, and the less and less he eats, the less and less weight he loses, and it's just a bad cycle. You don't want to lose muscle, and you don't want to bounce back and yo-yo and binge eat. Instead of opting for a 600, 700 calorie deficit, aim for a 200, 300, 400, maximum 500 calorie deficit. I personally myself like to go 300 or 400 calorie deficit. This is moderate. This is small enough for you to almost feel like you're doing the same thing and not eating that much less and still get lean over time. And it's the good pace that we talked about, where you're losing weight quick enough to be motivated, but not slow enough to be bored by it. Next, I've never heard a guy get lean and say, man, my life got worse. Unless, of course, he dropped to like 6-7% body fat, and he's like this YouTuber who always has to be at 6-7% body fat, and he feels miserable because his testosterone tanking and he's just stressed and he's blending chicken breast. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the sweet spot of like 10 to 14% body fat, where you're just lean. I call it the breathing six-pack level of leanness. You don't have to flex intense. You don't need the best lighting. You just kind of chill and you got a six-pack, you got some muscles. No guy has reached that stage and said, my life got worse. Clothes fit better, his face looks better, he feels more confident, people respect him at work. There's all these things that just come. You feel better, you feel lighter, more athletic. I actually describe it to being almost like in a supercar as opposed to a car that's got 2 weeks worth of groceries in the trunk. You literally don't have 2 weeks worth of brownies in your belly, and you feel like there's an engine here, and it just makes you light active and just sharp. So understand that you can look forward to this, and when you experience it, you might get addicted to that feeling. So make getting lean a priority in your life. Next, when you opt for a diet, whether it's carnivore, keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, OMAD, think to yourself, is this sustainable over 5 years? Is this sustainable over at least 2 years? When you start going to buy like ribeye steaks every day because you heard that red meat is great for your health and is great for weight loss, ask yourself, does my budget allow this diet to be sustainable? Does my time allow me to cook this every night? Does this mean that I can stay sustainable? Think that first before you say, how is this going to help me lose weight? People say, oh, walking 10,000 steps. Wanhee said walk 10,000 steps. Let me just walk 15k steps every day. How sustainable is that? Let's say you've never walked that before and you suddenly go for 15k steps. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I can't do this every day. You're going to burn out. Let's say you wanted to get 150 grams of protein because you've been watching too many fitness influencers. What's going to happen? You don't have a high protein diet. You suddenly switch to a 150 gram protein diet. Boom, you burn out and you find that it's super difficult. Sustainability beats speed. Next, this is a long ass journey. I want you to remember this graph from now on. You have speed of weight loss on one axis and sustainability on the other axis. As speed of weight loss increases, the sustainability of that weight loss decreases. So it's inversely proportionate. What that means is that whenever you get to your weight loss goal fast, you are less and less likely to sustain that new weight. Now, I met a friend who said she lost 5 kilograms over 5 years. Now, that's right at the end of the scale. Super slow. We don't really want to be losing weight that slow. But let me tell you, that is sustainable as hell. She uses no effort to sustain that new weight. But there's probably somewhere a sweet spot along that line where you're losing weight at a pace that is decent for enough for you to not get bored, quick enough for you to actually feel like you're getting somewhere, but slow enough to actually sustain it long term. In order for you to keep your new weight, you need to look at this as a long-term journey rather than a short-term one. And it's also the reason why most people bounce back after a year or two, is because they opt for speed rather than sustainability. Follow those 10 tips. Don't ignore one. Don't say I'm repeating myself in the comments. Say I'm repeating myself in the comments. I don't care. I'm lean. You get lean too. Ciao.